Well, I hang around drinking with Joe Sixpack, but if I could drink with any character on TV, it would be a little guy who likes to drink and knows things.
Hey, you love your hops, you love your malt, but don't forget about the yeast.
He's Joe Sixpack. I'm Glen Macnow. We're at the Free Will Brewing Company in Peddler's Village in Lahaska for What's Brewing.
What's Brewing is brought to you in part by Montco Makers, powered by the Valley Forge Tourism and Convention Board. Download the app. By Visit Bucks County. We are open. Travel responsibly. Follow the Bucks County Ale Trail. Go to visitbuckscounty.com/ale trail to get your passport. By the Craft Beer Trail of Greater Philadelphia. 5 counties, 90+ breweries, and 1,000+ craft beers. And by Conshohocken Brewing Company, now shipping beer to all of Pennsylvania at conchiexpress.com.
This holiday season, where will you find yourself? Celebrating tradition or crafting your own? From awakening awe to igniting the night. Spend the holidays in Bucks County, Pennsylvania.
Hey everybody, welcome to What's Brewing. I'm Glen Macnow. He's Joe Sixpack. The name of the show is What's Brewing. And by the way, we're at the Free Will Brewing Company Taproom, Peddler's Village in Lahaska. It's just beautiful here.
What a great afternoon. This is a fun place. This is one of those places where I tell guys, bring your wife, let her do the shopping, hang out here, wait for her.
Oh, how very 1950s of
Yes,
you,
it
my
is.
friend. All right, anyway, so we always like to start the show with our beer swap, so let's do it. And you, because you want to annoy me, you wanted to do sours today, because Joe Sixpack, you know I'm not a particular fan of sours, but I found a sour IPA from our friends at Double Nickel. It's the Double Nickel Sour IPA, double dry hopped with Azaka and Equinox hops, brewed to celebrate 5 years at Double Nickel in Pensacola.
Yeah, it's been there a while.
Here's to you.
Cheers. Smells like an IPA.
You know what? It's not bad. It ain't gonna make my top 10 favorite beers, but it's pretty good.
It tastes like an IPA, but there's a little bit of a sour edge that actually makes it sort of finish really quickly. A little bit of tartness. I would drink this. This is a good afternoon beer.
Yeah, I agree. I like it. All right, what'd you bring me here?
So
I see it. What do we got?
I went with Bad Apples Happen in Philadelphia from Larimer Brewing down.
Oh, that's a great name.
Yeah, it is a great name, and I love the label. These guys are down in Chester. They're right by the soccer stadium.
Okay.
Good spot to go to. Bad Apples Happen in Philadelphia. It's a sour beer, tart apple, and cranberry.
It's a big can, by the way. How big is that can?
It's
that ain't
called,
16 ounces.
It's
That's
the Joe Sixpack size.
There you go. All right. It smells like your typical sour to me.
Yeah, big sour, and a lot of fruit too. A lot of fruit.
Yeah, I get the cranberry. Little tart for my taste. I mean, I respect it, but it's a little sour for me.
You know, I really enjoy this beer. This is a good fruity beer. You know, I think the cranberry really pushes it.
As they say in beer, it's very cranberry forward.
Yes, exactly. Well, you know, it's appropriate. The reason I wanted to trade sour beers today was that we're at the Free Will Tap Room here in Peddler's Village. Free Will, known for many good styles of beer. We have a lot of them in front of us here, but they're really, really known for their barrel beer, which a lot of them are sour, and we've been enjoying a lot of them.
I got this Plum Spontaneous Sour Ale.
My wild love. I'm going to
you're going to open one, and the sound
Yes.
of it's got a cap and a cork because, you know, you can't be too careful these days. I really want to get that sound. There we go. L'chaim. What does it mean when it says it's spontaneous?
Well, spontaneous means that the beer has been exposed to ambient yeast. And yeast is everywhere. It's everywhere around us. Yeast is a single-celled microorganism that is actually a fungus. So that's what's...
Boy, you make it sound so attractive.
Exactly. It's the way beer would have been made originally.
So you said in the tease, you said, you know, everybody thinks of the hops, and I'm a hop guy.
Oh, my word. This is a wonderful
Yeah, it's a really
beer.
nice beer.
Wow.
Yeah, I don't want to give it short shrift. That's a very nice beer. People think of the hops, people think of the malt, but nobody really discusses the yeast.
Right. The yeast is what is used. It turns the sugar into alcohol. It's, you know, think about that the fuel of beer is the malt.
Mm-hmm.
This would be the engine of beer, turning that into alcohol, which is really an essential part of beer.
Okay. So, I mean, is there any distinction among yeast? If I just go to the yeast store, I can get yeast, I'm fine?
Absolutely. There's thousands and thousands of, yeast is everywhere, so there's lots of varieties. And there's a new yeast that I really wanted to focus on, but that happens to be the yeast that was used for the two beers, the Double Nickel and the Larimer beers. It's called Philly Sour. Which I love it.
We got that going for
us.
It's
a local grown yeast. It was actually collected by the University of the Sciences in West Philly.
Yeah.
It went out into nature in West Philadelphia.
Wow.
And the cool thing about this yeast, which is making it very a hot thing in brewing circles right now, is that in addition to the alcohol, it also produces lactic acid, which is the souring agent in beer. Normally you have to do that separately. This is an all-in-one yeast, and it's become extremely popular. Brewers all over the world are adopting Philly sour yeast.
Well, this is pretty good, and these sours are better than I thought, and I absolutely recommend this, the Plum Spontaneous Sour Ale from here at Free Will.
Really
all right,
stuff.
Joe Sixpack, no problem me hanging out with you drinking beer, but if I had my druthers, there are probably some people in TV who I would enjoy hanging with a lot. We asked our viewers, what TV character would you most want to spend a night drinking with? Answers are coming up next from the Free Will Brewing Company Taproom at Peddler's Village. Joe Sixpack, Glen Macnow on What's Brewing.
Hey Zoom World, I'm Marissa Magnata.
And I'm Chill Moody. Look, breweries need our support now more than ever.
Many breweries offer delivery and takeout services.
And beer makes a great gift.
Go to visitphilly.com for more information.
Hey everybody, it's cold outside and that means it's the winter beer season. Head to any Conshohocken Brewing Company location or local beer retailer for Conshohocken Brewing's seasonal lineup. We've got 2-hour delay, hazy winter IPA, Mr. Robusto, a robust porter, and 2-time World Beer Cup Award winner Puddler's Row ESB. Those and our others are sure to ring the bell this winter season. That's Conshohocken Brewing Company. Cheers. Hey, welcome back to What's Brewing along with Joe Sixpack. I'm Glen Macnow. By the way, download the Monco Makers app to discover all of the great breweries, wineries, and distilleries of Montgomery County. Best of all, you can earn rewards by stopping by your favorite place or trying something new. More than 20 breweries to explore. Log on to valleyforge.org/Montco Makers. All right, Joe Sixpack, we posed an interesting question to our viewers because everybody always says, hey, if you could hang around and have a beer with somebody, who would you have a beer with?
Right, usually it's somebody real, somebody famous, you know, Tom Cruise or...
No, I would definitely not want to have a beer with Tom Cruise.
Come on, man, was a cocktail master.
Yeah, no, that would not be the one I would go with. We asked our listeners, our viewers, still on radio, who would you like who's a TV character? And I want to read some of these to you, all right?
TV characters you would like to drink a beer with.
Yeah, actually it was just like to drink with, but you know.
Okay.
But now I give you the top 10. Are you ready?
Let's hear them.
Okay, from Tony Karagas, the gang from Always Sunny, he said, yeah, it's going to be cheap beer, but there's probably going to be a lot.
And crazy.
And crazy times. Doug Beaver said, Benny Hill, I bet you he's got some great limericks. I haven't seen Benny Hill in 20 years.
No, we're dating ourselves here.
But he was good. All right, Rich Henderson, and I love this one. Leon Black, JB Smoove from Curb Your Enthusiasm.
I love him. I would drink a beer with him any day.
So
any day.
he once came in to do the radio show with us and did an hour, and you know what? He's a really nice guy and as funny in person as he is on TV. Somebody named TC Yoga Therapy said Lucy Ricardo. Remember, what was it, Vitamita Vegemin, where Lucy gets high?
Yeah, exactly. I actually know that person closely.
You do. You're married to that person.
And she brings in a little bit of a Lucy Ricardo aspect to our beer drinking.
Is that right? Oh,
yes,
that's nice.
yeah.
Okay. Stephen Stumko said Hawkeye Pierce Trapper John. Absolutely.
Sure. There's
Can't
martinis.
argue with that. Rocky said Frank Gallagher from Shameless. You ever watch Shameless?
Only a couple times.
He's a drunk bum. That would really be depressing.
Hold on, why do you want to drink with a drunk, though? That doesn't make any sense. They drink all your beer. Come on.
The moderate Matt said it's got to be a double dip with McNulty and the bunk from The Wire. That's
okay,
a good one.
Absolutely.
Somebody on known as Dolphins History on Twitter said Fred Sanford have a little tipple of some Ripple.
Ripple, yes, exactly.
Love that. I would love that.
I love Fred.
Hang at his place?
Yeah, that was a great show. It really was.
JP Bowles, good bar man. You know JP, right?
Yep.
Said Columbo.
Yeah, I could see that.
He'd probably find you guilty of something by the end. And the last one, Bob Galasso. It's not a fictional character, but I want to throw it in. He said, Anthony Bourdain, I would love to drink all night and just listen to Bourdain's stories.
Yeah, that would be fun.
All right, so who you got?
Okay, so I actually came down to two people. If I was sort of in the mood of, debauchery, I guess is the way to put it.
Okay, cool.
It would be Al Swearigan.
Oh,
from
yes.
Deadwood.
Yeah, Ian McShane.
Ian McShane,
yeah.
Absolutely. He had one of the great quotes in typical Deadwood fashion. He once told a guy with his bartender, "You see me empty, sir. Do not pause and inquire. Simply assume and refill." I like that spirit.
Use that line now, do you?
Not quite with
Okay.
his kind of his language. But my other favorite is Eleanor Shell-Strop from a really great show. That's Kristen Bell in The Good Place.
Yeah.
One of my favorites.
Yeah.
I've watched it a lot. All
The
the
bad
episodes.
girl. You like
during
hanging with the
pandemic.
bad girl.
What's that?
You like hanging with the bad girl.
Yeah, absolutely, absolutely. She actually died in that episode, in that show, after being run over by the boner pill truck while she was dropping a bottle of Lonely Girl Margarita
Yes,
mix.
it is great.
Gotta love that.
That was a very good show.
How about you, Glenn?
I missed that show. Okay, so for me, number one, I'm just going to show you the clip. This is from Game of Thrones, and this is my favorite character.
It's not easy being drunk all the time. Everyone would do it if it were easy.
That was Tyrion Lannister, of course. Peter Dinklage is the actor, the much maligned and the cleverest of them all, who ends up winning at the end. And a couple of quotes from him, he said, "Everything's better with some wine in your belly."
Agreed.
And he also said, "This is what I do. I drink and I know things." And he was a great, great character. All right, coming up next, we're going to visit with our pal Ava Graham, who is part of the show. I love Ava Graham, and she's going to visit a distillery. We're going to check that out. We're at the Free Will Brewing Company here at Peddler's Village. Joe Sixpack, Glen Macnow on What's Brewing.
This holiday season, where will you find yourself? Celebrating tradition or crafting your own? From awakening awe to igniting the night. Spend the holidays in Bucks County, Pennsylvania.
Hey, welcome back to What's Brewing. He's Joe Sixpack. I'm Glen Macnow. By the way, we want you to visit and check out Bucks County, particularly during the holiday season. It's a beautiful holiday season here at Peddler's Village. All the lights are going to be on. It's a magnificent place. They remind you, every place is open. They want you to travel responsibly. Follow the Bucks County Ale Trail. Joe Sixpack and I have spent a lot of time on that. Enjoy it. Go to visitbuckscounty.com/ale trail to learn more. All right, time for our beer brackets. And as we say, we've done kind of the best-selling, most popular craft beers this year. What do you got this week?
That's right. So we divided them up into different divisions, and this one I'm going to report here is the not so independent division. And I threw two together that were actually they're related. They're sister breweries, Victory and Southern Tier. We had Victory Golden Monkey,
right? Oh, big popular one.
up against Southern Tier IPA.
Ooh. So I love the Southern Tier IPA. I'm assuming the locals ran away with this.
It did, and I was surprised because everybody is so huge into IPAs, but Golden Monkey is it's a Belgian triple style.
Yeah, but it's good beer.
It blew away Southern Tier 62 to 38%.
Wow,
so
that's good, and we're getting a lot of votes on this. Okay, and what's the other one?
This one didn't really surprise me. It was Narragansett Lager up against Huber Bach rather. Huber is not really widely available in the Philadelphia region, but it's a really good beer, okay? So if you voted against it, cool, but it's a great beer.
Hey, brother, have a Gansett.
Yeah, exactly. They creamed Huber 85% to 15%.
Wow, biggest runaway we've had. By the way, you can follow all of this on our Twitter accounts at Real Glen Macnow, at Joe Sixpack. We put the polls up every week. We love when you get involved. All right, our pal Ava Graham has joined the show this year, and Ava went to visit Hewn Spirits here at Peddler's Village. Ava, what do you got?
Thanks, Glenn and Joe, and thank you so much for sending me to a perfect location. 'Tis the season for a good alcoholic beverage, is it not? You're gonna have the lights up here. It's a gorgeous area. Tell me how much you enjoy being here at Peddler's Village.
We've been here for 5 years, and we just love it here. I've been living in Bucks County all of my life, and been coming to the village ever since I was a little knee-high. And to have a shop here, having a tasting room here is quite a kick. Challenging times, to say the least, now, but people have been actually coming out in throngs, and everybody's being responsible about social distancing. And we have an outdoor tent set up. We've got a lot of good local friends that come out and get themselves a nice warm beverage to walk around and shop. We've got some great neighbors in Free Will and Chad's Ford Winery.
Perfect.
But if you're looking for your adult beverage, you come here to Hewn. We've got a great selection of whiskeys. We've got a rye whiskey, we've got our bourbon whiskey, we've got an interesting single malt, and that's all made right up the road at our distillery in Pipersville. And we also do takeout cocktails, some interesting branded merchandise, and bottle sales here as well.
So you have a lot going on. Now, we spoke before the show, and you were telling us about your barrels. Now, this is a very unique story. Sean is a very unique story because before you were dabbling in distilled liquor, you were taking barns and turning them into homes, which kind of led you down this path of, here we are, bourbons, whiskeys, all that good stuff. So give me a little bit of an idea of how you got here.
Yeah, so I used to convert old timber frame barns into homes for several years, 20 plus years. And when I first started getting into dabbling around with spirits, I was experimenting with different woods. And at the time, I didn't have any traditional whiskey barrels, but I did have a whole bunch of reclaimed wood. Hickory, chestnut, American white oak, and I was using those to age my sort of test spirits, and I discovered that there's a lot more character coming from these woods that have been around for 300-400 years. And it wasn't by design, it just sort of worked out that way. So that's sort of one of the interesting twists on our product. We also use a mill and a farm that are within 5 miles of here, and it's just a great thing to be working with local farmers and local small businesses like Castle Valley, and at the end of the day gives us some tasty products.
Some very
it's
tasty
fun
product.
and it's a win-win.
Well, I think that it's neat to bring it all together. Part of what we're doing here is we want to let everybody know how much Bucks County has to offer, and you have a variety of different spirits. Bourbon isn't just from Kentucky, people. You can get it right here in Pennsylvania, and easily accessible. You have 2 locations, correct?
We have 2 locations, but we are in about 30, soon to be 50 state stores, Pennsylvania Fine Wine and Spirits stores. So you're going to be able to go online to PA Fine Wine and Spirits, type in Hewn Spirits, and you'll be able to find our spirits and what stores are carrying them at the time. We've got a rum, and we've got a fun, another product. This fun product is our Moonshine. We just don't age it, and we up the proof a little bit. So it's a little hotter. It's about 90 proof. We have a lot of people that use it as a tequila substitute or a vodka substitute. It's clean with a little sweetness from the corn, but it's kind of a fun product. And again, Bucks County grown and distilled.
Well, Sean, thank you so much. Do you mind if I see that Moonshine
Absolutely. Yeah.
real quick? All right, guys, it's time for me to go. Thank you so much. I'm just gonna take this home with me and have a little shot with you, Joe and Glenn. I'm coming to you guys.
Hey, nice piece. And Abe is back here with us at Peddler's Village.
Hi, Joe, how you doing?
Fantastic.
All right, so Ava, what did you bring back for us?
So I got something special here. Hewn Spirits New Moon Moonshine.
All right.
So I
Moonshine.
think that I
All
need
right.
to pour a
Well,
shot
there
of
you
this
go.
for you, Glenn.
Moonshine sounds dangerous in the middle of the afternoon.
It's just my style.
You having one too?
Of course I am.
All right, here we go. Here's to you.
Cheers. Thank you for having me.
Here's to my pal Big Daddy and
Cheers, Joe.
Way out of you. Hey, it's not bad.
it's kinda
You
nice.
know, it's smoother than I expected. So
Very nice, very nice.
good stuff. And Ava's going to be part of our show all year round. You're going to be traveling all around to great places and giving us reports. And we're delighted to have you. I've known you for a lot of years,
I
and
know.
I love to have you.
I'm very.
Ava?
I already took my shot. So do I have to do another
she
one?
fits into our show
One
perfectly.
great thing about having Ava on our show. She
I
knows
like
how
a
to
good time.
Right. She
I like
knows-
to have a good
knows how to
time.
drink.
Cheers. Thank
Cheers
you, Glenn.
to you, Ava.
Cheers.
We'll be right back to Free Will Brewing at Peddler's Village in Lahaska after this.
They're not just familiar faces. They're your friends and neighbors. It's their small businesses, a beating heart that makes a neighborhood a home. The places with a pick-me-up or a story that inspires, where you can share a taste of comfort with a personal touch that makes our world shine a little brighter. Support small and make a big difference. Make it local. Make it Main Street. Make it Montco.
The Craft Beer Trail of Greater Philadelphia. 5 counties, over 90 breweries, and over 1,000 beers. Sip your way through it, one beer at a time.
Hey, welcome back to What's Brewing along with Joe Sixpack. By the way, follow him at beer_Raider on Twitter. I'm Glen Macnow at Real Glen Macnow. The show is at What's Brewing on Twitter. We are here at the Free Will Tasting Room in Peddler's Village, and we're joined by Liv Lapp and Joe Farrell. They are retail managers of this joint, and Joe Sixpack, it couldn't be more beautiful.
A beautiful day, and just people wandering around here. Peddler's Village, I haven't been here for years, really. I'm curious, what's the crowd like that comes into your place here?
The crowd that comes in here is pretty diverse, but I mean, it gets packed here on the weekends when it's nice out. I mean, we have a line that wraps all the way around out to the street.
And they like good beer.
And they like our beer, yeah. Well, I hope so.
So what are we drinking here now? Glenn, what do you got in your hand there?
Okay, I've got, as you know, I'm partial to hazy IPAs. This is Garcia's Forest. I love the name of this. I'm assuming it's a nod to Jerry Garcia. Tell me a little bit about this beer.
Yeah, absolutely. So that one is one of our hazy IPAs. It's one of our one-offs, so we do it every once in a while, a couple times a year. It's gonna be nice and hazy up front. Definitely a little bit of like a touch of sweetness to it, but nothing too overpowering.
This is really nice. This is exactly what a hazy IPA should be.
Okay. So I went with the opposite direction with a nice, clean, clear-looking Pilsner. The future is.
Absolutely. Cheers.
Cheers.
Cool.
So we went with the the hazy IPA and a Pilsner. When I think of Free Will, though, I'm not really thinking about these styles of beers so much as I'm thinking about sour beers.
Sure. Absolutely.
So what we tasted one earlier. What is this? What do you have here?
So right here we've got Absconded. So it's in.
May I have it so I can hold it
yeah.
up there for the
So
people.
it's an oak barrel aged sour. It's got cherries in there, So it's this nice, very tart flavor.
I'm still on a
Lots
little
of,
bit of this. Pass it down.
yeah. It's a good one, yeah.
By the way, this is a really nice beer, this Pilsner.
Good.
Good for just an afternoon beer. Cleans the palate.
Man, this is like that great sour cherry smell to it.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's really great.
All right, I'm glad we found something that appeals to Glenn here.
I am not a big sour guy, but you know what?
Yeah.
Actually, for me, a little bit of a sour goes a long way. I'm not going to drink 16 ounces of it, but a little thing like this is going to work for me. So let's talk a little bit about, what do we have here with the tasting room?
So right now we have our tap room inside. At the moment, just for COVID, we've been selling everything out of our window, kind of like an ice cream window, I like to call it.
Yeah.
Even on looking forward into the winter when it starts getting a little bit funkier outside and a little colder, we're going to have the tap room open inside so people can come in, get their beers, and then go out and socially distance or take them home. So a little bit of a different brewing experience, but...
So will you be doing the heaters out here at all, or?
Yes.
Yes.
Good.
Yeah.
Well, I think you can drink beer in cold weather. I'm fine with that.
Yeah.
Maybe you'll start putting out some heavy-duty stouts and so on during that time.
Oh, for sure.
So,
Yeah.
But, like I said before, the sour beers are something that you guys are really well known for. I'm curious about the customers who come in here, your average Joe and Jane Sixpack who come in. Are they into the sour beers as much as the beer geeks are?
I'll tell you what, the average Joe and Jane that's coming in here aren't typically going after your barrel-aged sours and the stuff that we're known for, the stuff that we, age in fooders and whatnot. They're more looking towards like our mash series, which is, the fruited Berliner Weisses brewed with milk sugar. This is one of the newer ones that we just released. This is the Monster Mash.
Well, let's crack one of those open, fellas.
Absolutely, yeah.
Okay.
So this is one of our newest mash series that's brewed with blood orange, vanilla, chocolate, graham cracker. Yeah.
Blood orange, vanilla, graham cracker.
It's got all your basic food groups.
Yep.
Oh
There
my
you go.
word.
Oh, I'm sorry, not
A little
graham
bit
cracker.
of marshmallow.
Yeah, a little bit of marshmallow.
wow.
in there,
It
too.
smells,
Yeah.
it's like a
It
s'more,
tastes
I
like
guess.
it,
It
yeah.
smells like
Right.
dessert.
Yep.
Hey, that's a good, fun beer. I like that.
That really is nice.
Yeah.
That would go really well with food, I think. It would really pair well.
For sure.
Yeah, this is really special. I was unaware of this one. So it's a mash series. What else is in the series?
The Monster Mash is the one you're drinking now.
Yeah, great song.
Yeah, and then we have the apple pie mash as well. And then we're also going to have a pumpkin pie mash coming out too.
Wow. Oh,
So,
that's
yeah.
going to be good.
Yeah.
Well, Joe and Liv, we have enjoyed our day here. We certainly have enjoyed all of your beers. Thanks for having us. And everybody, you want to have a good time, come out to Free Will Tasting Room here at Peddler's Village in Lahaska. Joe Sixpack and I thank you for watching. We'll be back next week on What's Brewing.
What's Brewing is brought to you in part by Monco Makers, powered by the Valley Forge Tourism and Convention Board. Download the app. By Visit Bucks County. We are open. Travel responsibly. Follow the Bucks County Ale Trail. Go to visitbuckscounty.com/ale trail to get your passport. By the Craft Beer Trail of Greater Philadelphia. 5 counties, 90+ breweries, and 1,000+ craft beers. And by Conshohocken Brewing Company, now shipping beer to all of Pennsylvania at ConchiExpress.com.